paragraph about this person, Jules Verne, and he wrote about travel to the moon more than 100 years ago, and they give us the premise. So he was a writer, but he was not the first to do so. So who was? And that kind of leads us into our next sentence. Q. It says 300 years before Verne, Johannes Kepler, probably the first scientist to recognize that the atmosphere of the Earth gave out before reaching the moon, wrote about an imaginary trip there. So that's definitely our next sentence. And this talks a little bit more about the Kepler. So it's our next sentence. A contemporary of Kepler, Francis Godwin, wrote of men carried to the moon by geese. So we have Jules Verne, we go back 300 years to Johannes Kepler, and then we have a contemporary or a person who was around at the same time as Kepler. Then we follow up, well, even earlier than that. So even earlier than these people, a Persian poet described a trip to the moon on a throne pulled by eagles. And now we only have two more sentences. 6, the last one is this one, I think. The giveaway is thus. And it returns back to our original statement. While Jules Verne is credited with writing the first realistic science fiction, it is clear that space travel has haunted people's imaginations for centuries. Clearly the last sentence, which leaves us with our fifth sentence, which is the one before that. And it talks about another person who also should be credited by writing a fictional sailing ship was caught up in a whirlwind that blew it to the moon. So that's all the background of people before Jules Verne who wrote about travel to the moon.